what I mean? Me and the gang on the scene, better not play my team. Know what I mean? Ready to get it clean. Know what I mean?
Haters.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Ay, you know what I mean?
All right, let's get it, Sean. Let me see, man. You right? You comfortable?
Yeah, I'm good.
Man. Welcome to the ForTheLove Podcast. It's your host, Kari and Kaius, and my brother.
Kari?
Yo, we in a dying field.
Man, a what?
A dying field? Like this podcasting thing?
No, not really. A little, probably podcasting, but yeah, I think so, actually.
How's podcasting dying but media is growing?
Because I think the information itself is probably growing. Like, clicking on videos and streaming is growing, but I don't know if podcasting itself is growing. Like, content will always be there. But
You think it became less niche?
No, I think it's always going to be a feel for it. But it's
like
probably,
for example, like with True Crime Podcast, like they'll tell roughly the same stories, or like True Crime only has but so many stories. I mean, it's a bunch of, but so and then do 2.7 million or 2.8 million. Whereas you think about like a hip hop story, like hip hop stories probably won't ever garner like once the main.
No, they will. It's like if you look at what's that boy channel who used to do all the
Trap
like,
Ross.
Yeah, he used to do all the hood story lore about all the most dangerous hoods in America, basically, all the like the trap.
I'm torn on him, but yeah.
Yeah, they garner views. They will garner views, but that's not podcasting. That's like content. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's content. That's not podcasting.
Yeah, but I believe if you did that same thing in podcast format, like all the stories he told, and you started a podcast series about that, it would do numbers. It would do a lot of numbers. It's the same concept. If the stories themselves are definitely worth hearing, but the way that hip hop is, those are usually not like, you don't push those in hip hop. Like no one, you know how hard it is to find like a compilation of all hip hop beefs that are not like the most known beefs in hip hop. Like how it would be like somebody actually made a compilation of all the hip hop beefs from 1970 to 2020. These are all the major, not even just major, all the hip hop beefs that are known.
See, that's more like a compilation video, but somebody want to hear someone talk about like
even the same thing.
Talk about it, though?
Even if you did the same thing, like you did a podcast series. So there's like I'm going to go over hip hop beefs, and every week I'm starting 1970. I'm going every beef I can find up to this point. I'm basically doing the entire history of hip hop, and I'm going throughout whatever beefs happened during.
You want to do that?
I don't know if we know enough, but that'd be hard.
You want to do?
You know what research we have to do?
Decades of hip hop from 70s on to now. Make it
We're talking beefs. We're talking just decades of hip hop.
We can do decades of hip hop and cover the major beefs in it.
That would be hard. That means we had to start from the 70s.
Yeah, we start from 70s.
I mean, we really got to start from like 60.
No, we start from 70.
I'm saying like 68 to like 70. Double take
70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 2000, 2010, 10, 20, 20 to now.
Yeah, but we got to think about how to frame it. But that would be nice. Like, how are we going to frame this? We're going to just do like, excuse me, are we going by the carriers of hip hop? Like, who's the most important person?
We're planning it.
All right, but yeah, that'd be a good series. Let us know, actually. That'd be a good series. Let us know.
I mean, you said you think it'll work in that format, so I'm down to try it in that format too.
That means
I'm down to have a podcast because I agree. The thing that probably lends to true crime that doesn't lend to like our hip hop esque media. I mean, like, and you got our big giants, right? Like, with all due respect, like respect the the big four, which is Cassinet, Charlemagne, Joe Budden, academics.
That's
right?
your podcasting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in hip hop podcasting, right? And hip hop media. But if you think about academics and Joe Budden, then they cross spheres, right? Like,
yeah, okay,
yeah. But other than that, I'm like, most podcasts of our nature don't tell a consistent story.
Yeah,
is where that may be one of the things that lend to true crime people is that you're telling the story. So it's not less your opinions, because people may not give a F about our opinions, right? But they may just want to hear the story.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Cool. I'm with that. We're trying that out. We may have to do some research. Let's do some research.
No, we have to do some research. We live in the 70s, so we got to do some research. Like, one, what are hip hop in the 70s is all about unity and parties. So, like, what beefs is going on, really? I'm pretty sure there are some, but we got to do something. That's what I'm saying. Origin hip hop.
We doing a documentary style?
We have to. You know what I'm saying?
We don't have to.
No, we don't have to documentary style. In terms of like getting the information out, we'll have to do. What's that word? Chronological, essentially.
Like 71, 72.
And to do beef at all, you got to do foundation. Like you got to put.
All right, we got really sit on the panel. There's not a place for that, but I like where we stumbled onto. I like where we stumbled onto.
That got to be fleshed out, but yeah, that could be good too.
I mean, because at the end of the day, right, like where we're going with media, in general, I want to make sure that like,
We're teaching.
huh?
We're teaching. Well, what do you want to make sure we're doing?
Oh, I don't even. That's not necessarily just that we're teaching, but yeah, that we're staying competitive, that we're staying adaptable, that we're staying, not necessarily just with the landscape, but ahead of the landscape. Right? Like it's one of those things where, like when we get on here, we talk to you about this, but this is not. We're not doing this as a fad. Like it's not a fad for us.
Yeah,
right? Like
no,
we're
no.
doing this out of our real house. These are mics that we really bought. These are lights and things that we really paid for. This is actually our business and our company. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I mean, we gotta make sure that we stay competitive. And our goal right now, right, since we talking to our fans directly, we break that fifth wall often, right? Like they've been waiting for us to be consistent, and now we finally consistent. So like now when we start thinking about breaking through to that next level, like we gotta make sure we killing them, but not just killing them. That we bringing something that other people not bringing.
Also that part. I'm like historian. I don't know if that's the next level. It's just something it's always needed in any context.
No, I agree.
Anything.
I think telling.
You need to have your history known. And
I think telling any story all the way through.
Right now, actually,
Great.
maybe you're telling the truth. Actually, right now, having a hip hop story might actually be a little bit of going ahead because hip hop is in a very weird space right now where we're kind of moving away from hip hop. Like they try to make it seem like now the biggest acts of hip hop are the alternative hip hop areas.
Yeah.
They try to make it sound like all the alternative hip hop areas are the biggest acts now, like Uzi, Playboy Cardi, and guys like that. So it could just be we could use that to help reestablish what hip hop actually is.
What you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. You throwing another
Hip hop
thing.
itself
I like where you're
is a very young art form or young music form compared to some other ones. And it has so many different subgenres that now we're moving to a space. Well, even before now, but a few years ago,
I don't like that term either.
What?
Rock and roll not that much older than hip hop. Like y'all got 20 years on us. It's not that much older.
Like 40 years probably.
No, not 40 years.
Yeah, about
no,
40 years.
I'm telling you, it's not 40 years.
It's
Rock
about
and roll
40
was not
years.
invented in the 1920s.
It's 1930s.
No, 1960s.
1930s.
No, 1960s.
1930s.
I am a historian. That's what I do for a living. Rock and roll.
Who's the
came
first
out-
rock and roll artist?
Huh?
Who's the first rock and roll artist?
Not nobody in the 30s.
It is. It's Little Richie.
It's not rock and roll.
What rock and roll becomes is based off of Little Richie's record.
That's based off of blues.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's
So
not
it's-
rock and roll. So we're not going to attribute that to
The
rock
first
and roll.
thing that you would
The
think
first
is rock
thing
and
that
roll
rock
is
and
credited
roll
to
when
Little
they
Richie.
the first time someone said this is rock and roll music, this is
who?
rock music is in the 1960s.
And who was that?
I don't know who it is, but
I
we
think you
can,
can't say that.
I can say that. I know that for a fact. I just don't know who it is.
Okay, sure. Whatever. Even still, yeah, I was like, it's not the 1960s. I can say
It
that
is the
now.
1960s. I'm trying to. I'm,
The first year of hip hop. I mean, first year of rock and roll.
the first time anybody said this is rock and roll music. Yes, the whole rock era when
You
kids
didn't say
started.
rock and roll inception. I said rock
Yes.
and roll.
Well, what I'm saying is this, right? Because when we talk about the transient nature of music, most of the things that we have now, where we talking about neo soul, where we talking about R&B, they come from blues. Now, if you're talking about folk or something like that, that may have come from like a different country or a different landscape, then yeah. But most of the things that came out of America are within the last 60 to 70 years. So I don't like when people say hip hop is a young platform or a young art form because so is country. Country is not an old art form. Country is not that old. Like we just actually celebrate our 250th anniversary in this country. So if hip hop has been around for 50 of those years, then that is a fifth of the entire. That's not.
If country's been around for what, 100?
Name me a country artist in 1900.
Country.
That's
I'm
my
pretty
point.
sure
Is I
there's
don't think that
country
shit exists. I don't. That's my
The
point.
Star Spangled Banner is a country song. But all the stuff.
Hell no. No.
It's gonna sound different, but by the same metric, yes, it is.
What do you mean by the same metric? What's
Is
the
it
metric?
what is country defined as? What is a country song defined as? Something celebrating your country. Some sort of song that's showing why your country's amazing or showing the love of your country. That I'm
Oh,
pretty
I
sure
thought
that
country
nigga,
music
that
was
could probably
defined
be-
as like music that has a southern sound to it. Normally, traditionally, you're gonna have like acoustic guitar. You're gonna have like a banjo.
That could be
like there's
1910. That could be as early as 1910 then. It's probably before that though. I'm like, yeah, music evolves regardless. You can say the same about hip hop.
Yes, but I'm not talking about that.
You can say the same thing about hip hop. Hip hop is where my original point was. Hip hop has changed so much that a historian.
First time somebody said something about hip hop was in the 1960s. That's what I'm saying. The first time said this is hip hop. This is hippie hoppity. Is 1960s.
Yeah, we know that though because it's a young art form. And no one's
Same thing with rock and roll.
No one's ever challenged that. Is my point. But the first time someone says something about rap, it's not 1960s or 19. Yeah, it's not hip hop. So that could be challenged. Where people
What
say,
you mean?
Rap was not invented by hip hop. Rap is before 1960s. But hip hop itself is invented in 1960s.
Ooh, that's a good conversation. I don't know if I agree with that.
It's not an agreed thing. Rap has been around.
You have to make some. You have to make some other.
People rap in old German songs. People rap all the time. Rap has been around for quite some time. Rap is.
Was it called rap?
Yes, it was called rap. Rap is not a thing, or it's new to hip hop.
It was. Hold on.
It was called rap.
Don't just say something and not give me anything else to do.
Nigga, I actually say anything about the fucking hip hop.
Yeah, I gave you the extent of my knowledge.
I've given you mine.
But who called it rap?
Wherever the place came from, wherever rap came from before rap. Niggas use rap in America. Just look at rap. And you're like, it's a very old art form. Oh, you look at rock and roll music.
Well, yeah, because I think the earliest that we got even on this little stroll.
Because it's going to be the golden age of rock and roll.
It's not the golden age. It's all of just, I just look at rock and roll, and the earliest we got, like I said, it's the 50s.
Music. Cool.
Yeah, you're not about to, but that's not that much older. That's 10 years.
20.
10. Hip hop starts in the 60s.
No, it's 69, 68.
60s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No. So it's the same logic. No, it's 20 years still by that. And even still, I don't think it's 50. I think it's like 48, 49. And I really don't think it's that early because you don't want to count Little Richie and shit. But yeah, if you don't count Little Richie, then it's like 48, 49, 47. It's not technically, so it's still 20 years. And even still, my entire point is a young country, so 20 years is a lot of time. My point beyond all that shit was hip hop is also going through a phase where it's changing a bit. It has so many different subgenres now where a hip hop historian could be very important. It could be.
I think all those things are.
What?
All the genres.
Yeah,
all the genres are.
I don't care about all the genres. I don't care about all the genres. That's why I said we could do hip hop historian for the sake of that could be very important for all the genres. And nobody, the other genres are not based in a culture.
You think hip hop is changing?
I think if
you don't hear hip hop and no hip hop.
I hear no hip hop and hip hop. I hear hip hop.
Do you hear hip hop and no hip hop? Yes.
I hear hip hop and hip hop. Oh, the biggest acts. The hip hop I hear, no. The hip hop that I think is hip hop, no. So I think hip hop is changing in the sense that the biggest artists nowadays are not necessarily hip hop artists or what we would perceive as the natural hip hop artists. They're not necessarily just a Kendrick Lamar. It's a Drake or a Playboi Carti or a Lil Uzi or NBA Youngboy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Playboi Carti is really listed under hip hop.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay.
But if he's not, what the hell else is he?
Hip
hop. Alternative hip hop.
Or just or alt rock.
No, alternative hip hop. He's rapping.
Alt rock. Okay.
He's rapping. It's mumble rap. This is where all mumble rap comes from. It's alternative hip hop. That's why I'm saying there's a subgenre of rap now. That's why this is a divide. Even before then, when niggas used to say we hate mumble rap, we hate alternative rap, we hate all this shit. Well, old heads used to say. I mean, we're now in that age group and they're probably 45, but it's the same shit. We're moving into a different direction, or a lot of fans are moving into a different direction. Not even just like that. You have niggas like Earl Sweatshirt. You have old Tyler. People who are fans of that. You have people like Stove God Cooks. You have underground rappers who are not really. Yes, but it's not the biggest form of what draws hip hop fans. Clearly, if you go to hip hop fans, Stove God Cooks doesn't sell out like Playboi Carti does. He doesn't sell like Lil Uzi sells out. He doesn't sell out like fucking what's the other nigga who sucks?
Wait, what are you talking about? See, I see, and that's where I think where I'm challenging a little bit of your perspective, because when you say like the older thing about like rap existed, I don't think it was. So there's a distinction, right? Because when we use the term hip hop, we have to define what we talking about in terms of hip hop culture. Let's not talk about hip hop culture, and let's just keep it like hip hop music. Hip hop music and rap music are almost synonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that means there wasn't too much rap music before then, even if people could have been considered themselves rapping. So I think that there's there was. But when we're talking about when we go less from the genres and then we start talking about the style and kind of music.
Rap is a technique, not of style of music until hip hop.
Yeah, but rap. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can make rap music and not be hip hop. Hip hop has a culture attached to it.
Not, from my understanding, rap is not a music type. It is a technique you use. You can rap, but you're not.
Yes, but it wasn't never called rap music until hip hop did it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm not.
Yes, but I'm saying that those two things have a slight distinction.
What's the distinction?
That one is not based in culture. One is based in a style that's not culture. And that you can use people that may be of that culture to emulate that style, but it's not of culture.
If it was before it, what?
What are you talking
about? We
were
rapping before your culture did it. It is of our culture. It's not of your culture. We rap in our culture. If we rap before you rapped, then it's of our culture. It's how we make music. It's our technique of how we make music. I mean, it's part of our culture. It is not part of your culture. Whoever used rap before you.
I'm not talking about them.
Then who are you talking about?
I'm talking about two styles of music. That's what I'm saying. So what you said, I'm addressing a direct point you said. You said right now there's a subdivide of hip hop right now where some of the biggest artists are Lil Uzi, Playboy Cardi. I'm saying they make rap music, not hip hop music. They're not even considered hip hop. People that like hip hop don't consider them. I'm making a point. Can I finish the point now? But a lot of people don't consider them hip hop. They're not.
A lot of people do
hip-hop.
consider them hip hop. They will be on hip hop charts. If you go to hip hop charts right now, you might see a Playboy Cardi, a Lil Uzi song.
And you also hear the people that are hip hop saying this is not hip hop, and that's racist.
Be in all the section of hip hop.
Yes, but we're having.
If they're put under
let's have the whole conversation in totality. I agree with you. I'm not saying that they won't get put on hip hop charts, but that's not hip hop music.
Then that's why I said historians would matter to then put context into it, because to the average viewer outside of culture, they are hip hop. That's what I keep trying to say. That's
but
why
then it doesn't matter because you're not talking about hip hop culture if you're outside of culture. That's my point. My point is, I started with the question. Hold on. Listen, address what I'm saying, not just what you're thinking. I started with the point. I said, when you hear hip hop, don't you know hip hop? Because when I hear
no,
why not? When you hear Lil Uzi, you think hip hop? I'm asking you your opinion, not what the world thinks. Your opinion. You heard Lil Uzi, be like, this is hip hop.
No.
That's my point. When you heard Stovall Cooks, did you think this is hip hop?
Not really. I thought it was rapping, but yes, sure.
Did you think it was more hip hop? If that's
no,
not,
I thought it was rapping. I don't think this.
That's why you say yeah, sure. I'm asking.
I'm like, this is
you're making.
It is hip hop. If I'm had to put it out of a genre, yes. But a Lil Uzi, I'm not thinking it's hip hop. I'm thinking this is music. It's whatever this nigga's making. If you said I had to put it into a genre, I would say this hip hop. Do I agree with it? No.
Oh, I would put Uzi into rock from.
Okay. Yeah.
All my friends are dead. That's rock
star.
Music to me.
That's not his only song.
Yeah. That was all that. Back to the bone. Anytime he's ever been on the track, he's given a rock essence. I'm like, to me,
He's a superstar.
I think that's kind of the point that I'm making, which is these people that where you're saying hip hop is dividing, I'm saying hip hop is not dividing.
All right,
the
so
people that know,
I'm
saying hip hop is not dividing. I'm saying the people that know hip hop know hip hop. A lot of these people just make rap music, and I think that because rap music and hip hop music are synonymous, even though they shouldn't be, we get people like Lil Uzi confused with hip hop music. That's not hip hop music. When I hear hip hop, I know hip hop. When I hear Uzi, I don't think hip hop. When I hear Cardi, I don't think hip hop. Some of these people, I hear them, I can like your stuff. I don't think hip hop. Like it's some of those things. Even when I heard Tyler's one of those people that got a great thing because you still heard hip hop in it. Like even though Tyler did have a alt bass alt sound, he was rapping in a very hip hop-esque cadence. That cadence that he was using is what I'm saying. When we're talking about some of the foundations of the music, we're not just talking about when it was made and who invented. We're also talking about a sound, a style, rapping in a hip hop way. Cause I've reviewed songs all the time. Polish rap, German rap don't sound like black rap. Like it don't. Like yes, they're rapping. Yeah. I can tell you. Yeah. So that style makes the music. Same thing when you said what is traditional country music? I'm saying these are sounds that I'm looking for when I'm looking for traditional country music. Same thing with traditional rock music. When I'm listening to Lil Uzi, he does nothing that's traditional hip hop. Nothing that's traditional hip hop. So I would never put him in hip hop. If I was judging his music or reviewing his music on any of the platforms I review music on, and it said, "Hey, select what genres," I'd be like, alt rock, alt pop, and I may put and I go, "Oh, hip hop, huh?"
No, Young Thug.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
This is the same category.
Is he hip hop?
Cardi.
I don't think Young Thug is the same category as with Cardi because I think Young Thug. No, because the difference is the sound of that music. So where Young Thug does something that's very not hip hop in his cadence with his vocal tone, where I agree with you, his beats are hip hop. That sound is hip hop. Like them guys are using rock beats, rock drums, rock all those other things. Thug is not really using rock drums, rock all of the other things, even though he may be singing like that. I'm not saying he never does it. Everybody does it at some point, but I'm saying that's not a simple thing. Huh?
Jeffrey?
Yeah, but he has that's not his only album. The Slime albums, he's using a lot of, his sound is overall hip hop, not overall rock.
So is Playboy Cardi.
No, his sound is overall rock.
He's also using a lot of hip hop sounds too.
I'm not saying it can't be there. I'm saying what's the majority. I'm saying overall. I'm using the same.
I'm not a big enough fan to say overall, but I'm pretty sure I've heard both influence from both. I'm like to say it's hip hop there for both artists, and both will be categorized as hip hop.
Okay, I don't know if I just
alternative rap. Let me say that. Not hip hop. Alternative rap, but yes.
Okay, I mean, I think that like relatively, not to say black people are monolith, but most people making black music in any kind of black music, right? Whether a black person goes to make country music, if you're from this country, the United States of America, then I think you're going to have a little bit of that hip hop essence and sound in that, just because that's what we're raised in. That's probably what you listen to growing up. That's probably the essence that you'll take to any other genre that you go to, because that's what you come from. But the flip side to that is I still think it's the other genre. So like, yes, I think Playboi Carti takes a hip hop essence to rock, but he's making rock music. I think that little I'm a down road. Yes, Lil Nas X took a hip hop essence to country music, but that is still a country song. And that's not hip hop to me. Same thing. I think those guys are doing that. They're taking hip hop essence to that other music, changing that other music. Because even when I'm, like I said, even when I'm reviewing music, I still review alt rock, alt pop, pop rock, pop rap. Like, I'm like, what's pop rap? And then I said, oh, some of my songs, like, I got 2 songs from my last album that I listed as pop rap. But I think that's the distinction, where hip hop is not dividing. When I hear hip hop, I know hip hop. When I hear Lil Uzi Vert, I don't hear hip hop.
I mean,
I hear rap music though.
I don't necessarily disagree, but that's none of this is my point. The entire point is for people outside of the people listening. If people in hip hop don't need a historian, you already know what's going on. That's not.
No, I disagree. I think there's a lot of people of culture that don't know culture. Like you can.
Then this would defeat your point in the entire. This would defeat your point in all of.
Wow.
Because then you're making a point for people. You just said if you're in hip hop, you should know where to know hip hop. You should know where to hear hip hop. Then if you're in hip hop, you just said you can't. Not everybody will be able to know it.
No, I'm saying but we're talking about from a history standpoint. I'm not.
I think both.
Let me finish. You said I defeated my point. I'm not defeating my point because I'm saying that when I hear hip hop, anybody that's of hip hop culture, yes, I agree with you that when we hear it, we're gonna know it. It's gonna incite something and we're gonna feel it. Same thing when a country person hear that country sound, I'm like, oh, that's gonna feel it. If it's a sample, if it's whatever it is, that's what we understand when we understand hip hop. That doesn't mean we all know hip hop. That doesn't mean everybody, person that's born and bred in hip hop, that's say I'm of hip hop culture, knows Method Man and Redman and what happened in the '70s and Big Daddy Kane and how they don't know all of that. And they're not. You don't have to be obligated. It's 50 years.
You also want me to hear and tell. Like if somebody heard a West Coast sound for the first time and you dived into it, they'd be like, "This is weird. This is different." If you're only in New York East Coast listening to a hip hop fan, hip hop sounds different to different people in different ways. Different coasts sound different. So it's not, I don't think it's necessarily that you heard it, you're going to be like, it's hip hop. I mean, not me personally. Yes, I think some people can be like, I've heard the sound before. I know what hip hop sounds like. I've been around in the culture enough, huh? I'm saying I've been around that culture enough to know that, yeah, this means something, this feels like something to me. That's not true for everybody. Some people are 15, 16 years old and they might hear a West Coast, they might hear a West Coast sound for the first time and they cannot tell it's hip hop. They're just like, this is, no, I didn't. All right, maybe you did, but I did not hear you say that. I heard you basically say something similar to I heard you say something about history. Them learning about the history already. I'm not talking about history. I'm talking about the sound as well. The sound will sound so different to them. They were like, this does not sound like hip hop to me. We're like, well, this is actually the West Coast. It's something that you've never heard before. This is hip hop. It's a different sound. That's why it sounds like this. That means you have to put context behind it. My entire point is that hip hop sounds different to different people. In some way, yes.
Oh, no, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I don't think that's Even if you don't like it, they won't deny it. Like, huh? Oh, okay. I think that's the thing. I get what you're saying now. No, I think even if you're on the East Coast and you're 15 years old and you hear E40 and you're like, I never heard this before. This don't sound like hip hop. I don't think you still gonna know this hip hop. Yeah, I'm like, if you're of hip hop, if you're of this culture, and yeah, you're gonna know that it's hip hop. You may not like it. That's something completely different. You don't gotta like it. But I've never, even when I was a kid and I was hearing this stuff, I never thought this wasn't my music. I never thought
you thought Cage and Eminem and Insane Clan Posse and shit like that was hip hop when you were younger. Not like early Eminem and like if you know Cage and guys like that.
Insane
Clan. The hardcore, basically the hardcore shit. If you ever heard any hardcore rap. Her names are just saying like the most crazy shit possible.
See what I'm saying? You see how you did that? You see how you said you had to change rap? You see how you did that?
What?
Because those are rappers. They're not hip hop artists. I mean, like Eminem is. But Insane Clown Posse was never like a hip hop artist.
They're actually not.
And that's my point. Yeah. They're rappers.
I remember about like Cage and some other guys too. Cage
my point is I'm hip hop. That's my point.
So, some of them are hip hop, but that's what I'm saying.
And when Eminem became hip hop, then he's hip hop. I mean, and then even as a hip hop fan, we know that per our culture, that's where he struggles. When you get into the rap music lovers, that's what I'm saying. The rap music lovers love M. When the lyricists, those of us that love rap, love M. When we think about hip hop culture, that's where M starts to struggle. When you start talking to the people deeper in the culture, because they're not going to look at M how I'm going to look at M as a rap fan. I'm also a rap fan. And I think that's what I'm saying. Lil Uzi and them are rappers. I mean, and they rappers that can do other stuff, but they're not hip hop artists. When I hear Stove God, I hear hip hop.
I agree, but my point is they will be categorized under hip hop artists. I don't think they are, but they will be. That's my type point. People looking.
So you want to make the distinction for the people that's not in the culture?
For everybody, point blank period. But also for people viewing this in the past, I mean in the future. So for people in the culture, yes. For people going forward, when they say, because you won't know 30, 40 years from now, realistically, you won't know 20, 30 years from now if where Lil Uzi was or what he was viewed as, unless you look it up and say top 10 most influential artists of 10 hip hop artists of the 2020s, and you're gonna see 6 lists with Lil Uzi Vert or 6 lists with Young Thug or 6 lists with Playboy Cardi, and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't know this was big. In reality, you see now you have some kind of place to go to. Like, they were big artists in the hip hop sphere, but they weren't necessarily hip hop artists. Somewhere to put context to it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to be like, it's not necessarily about what I think or what he thinks or what the average person thinks. Like, it's about why they are, whether or not they're hip hop artists or not, they're operating in a hip hop space and they're getting hip hop awards. So then you have to put context into why they're doing that. Other hip hop artists know, but what you're saying is fine, is valid. I'm not saying that it's not. My entire point is they're still doing stuff in the hip hop space and getting credit for it. So then you have to put context into it with history.
I mean, yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that hip hop is evolving to different areas. And regardless of whether it's not hip hop or not, they're still getting hip hop awards and hip hop notification and hip hop labels, whatever you want to call it. That means you have to put context into it. That's why I said the history channel would be great.
That'd be interesting. Cause yeah. I might challenge you on that. I don't got knowledge, but I would beg to see the last time Lil Uzi won a hip hop award.
I mean, I don't know last time they drop albums.
But I'm saying I would.
And to be fair, Playboy Cardi took all his everything. So I'm like, what? Playboy Cardi stole Uzi's entire lane. What
I'm saying is, I would.
My point is, I would
love to see
Playboy Cardi instead. That's my whole argument.
Either one of them, I would love to see the last time they won a hip hop award.
Probably last time they was a hip hop award. Well, last time they dropped an album, doing hip hop.
Okay, all right, I'll look it up. I think we should do that a little bit.
We probably will afterwards, but. Yeah, my entire point is they are recognized in the hip hop sphere. So for the outsiders and for the people who will look,
and they should be to a certain. Well, no, I don't think they necessarily should be.
According to you, shouldn't. They are not hip hop artists.
They're hip hop artists. They're rappers. Yeah.
So so they should not be. And maybe they have a rap award, not a hip hop award. So that might be a distinction too. But yeah, that is my entire point. Just to add some context to what is going on in hip hop, because we're divulging into different directions. Sometimes hip hop divulges into underground, which, like I just said, horrorcore rap, which is rap, not hip hop. Then you have underground rap and some other shit where they're talking about beating the system and shit like that, which is a little bit of hip hop and just actual rap to a degree. But that's my entire point. It's so many different directions. You have to understand it and capitalize. Since the foundation of hip hop, what is rap and what is hip hop and what is it meant to culture in general? I'm like, that in itself has gone so many different directions. That would then, that would do so many things, like defining what hip hop is, defining a culture, defining what the culture is bred and birth, and what this is actually not. This is not hip hop, but it's a byproduct of hip hop, or et cetera. Like, alternative rap is a byproduct of hip hop. But then in that sense, would you say it's not hip hop? It's not. But it is birthed by hip hop.
What do you mean?
Lil Uzi Vert, well, I want to say Chief Keef, but I want to say, actually, Chief Keef do got a mumble rap phase too. But guys like that are birthed by
that. Chief Keef, that's just rapping.
Chief Keef is rapping. Yeah. Mumble rap.
It's not a genre.
Mumble rap is alt rap to a degree. Like, most of that shit is high pitchy music, like bouncy music with guys like, yeah, quick lyrics. Like, you can't even understand that saying. It's a lot of like,
no, because that's not what Migos was. Migos was mumbling over deep 808 beats. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of that mumble rap stuff, it wasn't Little Uzi in them. Some of that mumble rap stuff was straight pure hip hop. What the Migos was doing was hip hop. Like, that's what I'm saying. What Tommy Quan was doing in the very beginning was hip hop.
That wasn't mumble rap. That was just overpitched shit, or you couldn't hear what he was saying. That wasn't really mumble rap. That was literally just some Tommy Quan.
That was mumble rap. He was mumbling. He was a part of that whole. He was mumbling.
No, that nigga rap. I mean, you can hear what he was saying. I'm saying
rest in peace too. Rest in peace.
Yeah, on his songs. For my most part, I'm like, the only songs I would consider mumble rap.
When he first came out.
Me personally, only ones I would have to re-go. Maybe I'm
but all I'm saying is mumble rap is hip hop.
I only would think of Migos as mumble rappers that are hip hop. Everybody else I'm thinking of are the party rappers who are not mumble rappers. That lasted at least. They're like the ones that have some kind of longevity. That's all about one.
Future when he first came out was hip hop.
Yeah, I don't think Future wasn't.
He was a mumble rapper.
Future was singing. Future wasn't like, the only time he was rapping, you could hear he was at the same damn time. The rest of that shit was he was singing. I mean, I don't actually remember the lyrics of anything at that time. No, he was actually labeled mumble rap.
Yeah, he was for a little bit.
Yeah, but he also was for one.
The Sprite Q was considered mumble rap to some people.
That's crazy. But for at least that one
era.
song, damn near. Then he kept coming out with more and more hits, and it was like, all right. And even still, I don't think at some point he was more like a artist. Like, very close, he became like half a singer, half a artist. I don't know what to call it, but that's my point of defining what rap is, what hip hop is, and history would be the best way to do that, of retelling the culture. I don't necessarily need to go through every era to do that though. You can go from the 90s and probably on.
Yeah, no, stop. Yeah, wherever we start. But I think that's a good idea. I think we should broach that deeper, and that's kind of tough because we We didn't even expect to go into a whole conversation about that's the hip hop. But look, man, this might be episode 1 of that little series, man. Let us know in the comments below if y'all want us to really follow up on that. If y'all think that's useful, if y'all think that's needed, and don't steal our IP either. Matter of fact, while y'all is commenting below, make sure y'all liking and subscribing and following us on all social media platforms. Quick little segue. Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
What was he actually even here to talk about?
I don't know, because that's your turn.
It's been a lot going on this summer. You know, my favorite player, shorty.
Oh, you talking about basketball?
JB.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're gonna trade Jaylen. The Celtics. I mean, y'all probably already know this is coming out late, but this hit home for me because I was just talking to him about this. He was just getting on my tail last week about. I'm a Celtics fan. I'm a Boston fan, right? So I'm a Patriots fan.
Be honest.
I'm a Celtics fan, right? But Jaylen Browns is my favorite player. It's just he's been my favorite player. It's it.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I live in Philly, and when you live in Philly, Philly has a very powerful sports culture. Very powerful. Yeah, but I don't live in Boston.
Yeah.
I live in Philly. So it's hard when I want to go to games, 76ers games, and while they was trash, them tickets was cheap. But it was hard when I want to go to games. I'm like, dang, this is not my team, though.
Excuse me.
This is not my team. I can't root for them. I want to go to the game. I want to go to basketball games and not sit courtside, but sit in the middle.
Yeah, root for nothing. You gotta just watch the game. Bye for you.
No, I know you do. No, why go to a game? You're not rooting for nobody.
You don't root for your team. You root for a player or somebody.
Well, now I got to root for the 76ers.
So you root for both teams. Like, dunk on that nigga.
Huh?
Dunk on that nigga real quick.
No, I'm now rooting for the 76ers.
Yeah, because you got,
Got Jaylen Brown.
No, you're
got VJ Escon, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid.
Brown. So they go against each other. Who you picking?
Who?
The Sixers and Jaylen Brown. I mean, Cypress and Jaylen Brown.
I'm choosing Jaylen Brown.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So you root for Jaylen Brown. Yeah.
And 76ers.
All right. And both teams going to playoffs. Who you rooting for to go further?
My Celtics would have to pick up a player that I support.
You don't like JT?
Huh?
You don't like JT?
I'm not.
I thought
Colorism.
You did. Colorism. Because he light skinned?
I'm gonna choose the dark skin.
See, it don't got to be a war. You understand
but
that,
it is
right?
a war.
It don't got to be.
War outside, no man is safe from.
No, that's crazy. They brothers.
They're not brothers.
They brothers.
You never see Nemesis?
They brothers.
Did you see Nemesis?
They brothers. They cool peoples, yo.
Yeah, did you see Nemesis?
You don't think they cool for real? They brothers. You can't do that.
They not. They brothers is crazy. No, I told you my theory on them.
No, I didn't. I don't know if you did. Nor.
All right. Oh, I told you my theory. My theory.
Oh yeah, I saw the shit.
No. This is Jaylen Brown. Then.
Yeah, I know. No, this is Jaylen Brown. That's not just Jaylen. That's great.
Yeah. I told you my theory. You said brothers. I said when Kyrie left, when Kyrie was there, Jaylen Brown was the.
I hate this theory.
I like when Jaylen Brown. Wow, because at first when Jaylen Brown was first there, I liked Jaylen Brown because he played like me as a player. Like he wasn't necessarily spreading the floor as much, but he could spread the floor. He could get a nice board. He could post up. Like those are the things I was looking at. I'm like, oh, all right, like you got good footwork. He played
1
like
year
that
without Kyrie.
Huh?
He played 1 year without Kyrie. That's why I hated this theory. Oh, 2 years without Kyrie. No, 1 year without Kyrie.
What you talking about?
Jaylen, well, go tell your theory first. I don't want to spoil it.
So I'm saying when he got there, he played a certain way, right? Kyrie gets there, boom. That would technically make Jaylen Brown the third man. That's what made him my favorite player on a lot of teams, right? Like I may get a lot of assists, but in terms of scoring options, I'm probably the second or the third scoring option. So I like to watch those guys, what they doing, how you be a good role player. Kyrie leaves, Jason Tatum gets that, that boost in popularity. He become, leader of the team. But Jaylen Brown, low key doing the same thing he doing. I'm like, oh,
yeah, okay,
yeah. Now they become this little 1-2 punch duo.
Not really, but yeah, he wasn't doing the same thing. I'm just being real.
Close to.
Yeah, close to. He's a great number 2.
Okay, you thought he was number 2.
He was clear number 2. Great number 2. He was the best kind of number 2 you guys for, which is like when I fail, I need you to succeed. And that's
okay,
exactly
so I just and maybe that's where we fundamentally see things differently. I agree with you that he could have been in the number 2 spot.
I'm only talking about like as an offensive. I'm talking about as a team option. I'm not talking about the leader of the team.
If you cannot,
the leader of the team was Marcus Smart for the first few years.
If your number 1 isn't a 1 without you being 2, then you're not 2. It's 1 and 1.
No, JT was a 1.
Huh?
JT was a 1. But I'm saying Jaylen Brown
not without Jaylen Brown being 2.
Yes, he is.
Okay, I disagree.
I think he is. My problem is, not a problem. I think Jaylen Brown is just literally the best kind of 2 you can ask for, which is like I said.
Then I disagree.
Disagree with what?
I don't think Jaylen Brown Jason Tatum is a 1 without Jaylen Brown being.
Oh, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out soon. But
that's what I'm saying. I can't wait to see that, and I think Jaylen Brown will outperform Jason Tatum. By a lot. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
I think, for example, Batman is Batman without Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Robin just helps Batman. Robin is number 2. Yeah.
JT, whether or not,
but JT is not Batman, and Jaylen Brown is not Robin.
whether Jaylen Brown is there or
Batman,
not.
Superman is not number 2.
Whether
to
Jaylen
Batman.
Brown is there or not.
Analogy.
Oh, I thought you were not.
I'm not done.
Sorry. I thought you were saying the same shit backwards. So.
No, I didn't.
Right.
I said Batman is Batman without Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Robin comes in. He's clearly number 2.
Yeah.
Superman is not number 2 to Batman, and Batman is not number 2 to Superman.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though
what you're
Batman
trying
is
to compare
technically the
them to?
leader, even though Batman is the leader of Justice League, yeah,
You're trying to compare them to?
I think on that team they're Batman and Superman. They're not Batman and Robin.
Oh, they're not that.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think they're that at all.
We'll see. You think Jason Tatum wins without
Yes.
Jaylen Brown?
I think Jaylen Brown is a great player. I do not think he's.
Which one of them you think get a ring first?
I don't think Jaylen Brown will ever get a ring again in his life unless he's like the 4th option on the team.
You don't think Jaylen Brown gets a ring in the next 5 years?
I don't think Jaylen Brown will never get a ring ever again unless he's like the 4th option on the team.
What you think Jason Tatum can?
I think Jason Tatum will get a ring again within the next 4 or 5 years. Assuming he don't got to be in Boston Celtics, but I think he will, regardless. He's a winning player. I think Jaylen Brown is a winner. I don't think he's a winning player though. I think he's a great player. I think he's
Describe the difference
between
a winner and a winning player.
I think Jaylen Brown he's always going to give his best so that he can overcome the odds. I think he's the kind of person who's like, you expect him to play a certain level and he's good enough to overcome what you can do. Well, you expect him to do at least. But at the end of the day, he doesn't really contribute to winning. Like none of his skill set is winning. He's not an efficient shooter. He's not an efficient player. He's not a good passer. He's not especially good rebounder. He's nothing especially good. So I'm like, but you're also not a detriment to nobody, but you're just not especially good where you're going to make anybody better or in this team better in any way, shape, or form. You're just so competitive and you're such a competitive where I believe in you enough where you can overturn the odds.
Then that's not a winner.
No,
a winning player.
No, I said that. I say he's a winner, not a winning player.
That's not.
It's not
to be both. If he can
because quite literally
odds,
when you're on,
that would be a winning player.
I mean, on the sense of if you ever watch somebody like Draymond Green, except Draymond Green in his prime is probably a lot more different. On an average given night, Draymond Green looks like a loser.
Yeah,
he's terrible. He's awful. He looks like he.
Which one is he to you in your distinction?
He's a win. He's actually both. He's actually both, but he looks more like a winner on every night. But he's actually a winning player. He looks like a winner on most nights, though. The difference is on the nights that you actually need him to, he can.
Are you saying the winning player is the one you expect to win? Like Steph Curry to win?
What I'm saying is somebody like
Draymond
Draymond Green can do it with actually like flipping a switch, quite literally. Jaylen Brown, someone who I believe enough as a competitor where he can do it. I don't think it's something smart to bet on, but I think he can do it. I just believe in him enough as a competitor where I'm like, all right, I believe in your love enough for the game where you're going to try your best to get this done. If you actually ask me, do I think he can do it? Probably not. In terms of like, can you be the number one option on the team? No. Do I think you're going to give your best and you're going to probably surprise everybody?
I never say he was the number one option.
Not even just that. I'm just saying any sense of, like if I said,
Superman has never been.
If I said this is a game on the line moment, and you need to score 35 points to win this game, I believe Jaylen Brown is going to do his best to put up 38 shots. And I think he's going to show his best. I do not think he's going to score 35 points. That's my point. I think he's a winner in the sense of I will be there. I will support my team the best I can. I don't think he's good enough to support his team enough to actually win the game. I mean, to some degree. Like I said, he's a nigga. You know what I said?
You can't be both.
You have the heart, but you do not have the skill. You have the mindset, but you do not have the skill. You do not have the efficiency. That's my entire point. Jason Tatum is the efficient player, except for that one finals where everybody.
You really like that efficiency stuff. I know.
No, I like
it's
being within the context of a team. Jaylen Brown does not help his team win. There's not just that, nigga. If you watch the game,
nigga, we played this whole last season without Jason Tatum, and we made it. And
if you watch the games during the season, the team was winning without Jaylen Brown as well. If you watch any other games for Boston throughout the years, they always win without Jaylen Brown. They literally always win. No, they don't. That's my entire point. They won, this past year, and they still were winning with him as well. But
once he got there, he messed up our flow.
They were still winning the same amount when he got back.
That was a major critique during the playoffs. Is that
the playoffs?
That was
the win percentage.
The
win percentage of the regular season teams. What we're talking about right now, and even regardless of regular season.
No, we're talking about winning. We're not talking about
in both terms. Jaylen Brown is a negative for his team. Is my point. So Jason Tatum is not a negative. For his
negative
team.
Is crazy.
It's quite literally negative for his team. If you look at his career, he's a negative. They win more without him than they do with him. He missed 20 games last year. They were 18-2 without him. He missed 10 games the year before that. They were 8-2 without him. They missed 24 games the year before that. They were 24-0 without him. They literally won every game without him. He's literally they are a better team without him.
Did they win the championship without him?
No, because he's
then cool. I don't care.
You know why they can't?
I don't care about that.
And nigga, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
Derek White was amazing during that time.
No, that does matter.
Their best player during that.
It does matter.
They wouldn't won without Tatum either.
I
They would not
understand
won without Tatum either.
Huh?
They would not won without Tatum either.
I disagree.
You disagree? They double teaming the nigga. All offensive potential is going to him. He's scoring 30, 10, and 5.
You asked me a question. Can I answer it?
Yeah. How you gonna win a nigga who's scoring 30, 10, and 5?
Because I think you could put Jaylen Brown.
I think never score 30, 10, and 5.
Can I finish? But I think you can take any other team. You can take Jason Tatum out and put any other relative number one there with a certain level of mindset. So maybe not as much like Luka, but I think you can put almost anybody else there.
If you put a number one there, then it doesn't count. You need it because he's the number one. That's the entire point you're saying.
No, that's not my point. I'm saying
if you're taking out number one to put in another number one, that means Jason Tatum's the number one.
No, I'm saying there's two number ones.
No, it's one number one, and then Jaylen Brown is good enough.
I'm saying to
do enough.
What? No, that's not what I'm saying. That was not the analogy.
Andre Iguodala.
I'm saying that there's two. I'm saying that Batman and Superman is not Batman's number two.
He's not.
Exactly.
Jaylen Brown is not Superman or Batman.
Yes, he is. He's definitely Batman.
No.
He's definitely Batman.
He's Green Lantern.
He's definitely Batman.
He's Green Lantern or some shit.
He's none of their number threes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm about to find out. I'm about to show you.
All of them guys, yeah. I don't think that. I'm like, for example, I think it's very similar. Jason Tatum is not Jordan. I mean, but I think Jordan is so much perspective. I think LeBron is a good. I'm trying to find a person who did it without a person that was great.
Nobody.
Jason Tatum is not.
You need a team. That's my entire point.
Jason Tatum is not Kobe. That's what I'm saying. Jason Tatum is not Kobe. I think he's probably the best one to do it without their guy because Shaq went and got another one, but he got it with Dwayne Wade, which is arguably the third best shooting guard of all time. So you went from the second best shooting guard to the third best shooting guard, and then you went from Phil Jackson to Darren Spoelstra, which is one of the also other best coaches of all time. But Kobe's situation, right? Like he did it with Gasol in them, but I'm like it wasn't the same. It's not Shaq. It's not his main man. That's what I'm saying.
This is Dwight Howard and Paul Gasol. Dwight Howard didn't win with him.
It wasn't Dwight Howard.
Yeah, but still, Paul Gasol. Back Fisher, that's still pretty. It's 20 and 12 player, 22 and 12 not player. That's still a pretty big deal. That's basically what Shaq was.
Yeah, but I don't think. What I'm saying is, I don't think Jason Tatum was Kobe. I don't think Jason Tatum was Kobe.
He's good enough to have a Jaylen Brown on his team and win. It's the entire point.
I think Jaylen Brown is good enough to have Jason Tatum on his team and win.
Jason Tatum is a number one option on championship teams.
Huh?
He's a championship team number one option.
That don't mean you're more important.
He's an offensive engine.
I don't think that means you're more important.
What? I mean, this team is not championship team.
You're not thinking about the analogy that I'm using. You're just Superman is an offensive engine. There's a lot of stuff when you go tech dark side that Batman just cannot do. It doesn't matter who's here. Batman cannot fight these guys hand-to-hand combat. So you need Superman. And Superman's going to knock out a million people. Superman's going to knock out a million people.
What is Jaylen Brown doing that Tatum can't do?
The Batman stuff.
Like that's what I'm saying. What? I'm genuinely trying to figure out what.
I'm
serious. Every time they needed a clutch game.
Luka.
What?
He guarded Luka. I hate to keep going to that, but yeah, he guarded the best player in the finals and was just as efficient.
You know who was being guarded like Luka was being guarded?
That's okay.
Not Jaylen Brown.
That's okay.
That's what I'm saying. He guarded Luka
because
he
wasn't
being guarded
like. Same thing when KD was on the.
That's
the
my
Warriors.
entire point. Yes, you're the best player on the team, or in this case, you are the best player on the team, but you're not the most important player on this team. We don't win without a certain player on the team. Morally, you're not even the second best player on the team. You're not the second most important player on the team.
What do you mean?
On the Warriors, KD is the best player on the team. You're not the first or second most important player on this team.
That's my point. He wasn't. He wasn't the winning. You made a distinction earlier. You said a winner and winner playing. I didn't quite understand the distinction. I actually to explain it, and I kind of tried to understand it, but whatever. I'm like, but how I use the word winner, I've always said KD's not a winner. KD's never been a winner. He went to a team that was already winning and helped them win, but I don't think they needed him to win. No one ever thought they needed him to win. No one ever thought he helped them win, but that's not a factor in whether they could win or not. Yes, I don't think Jason Tatum is going to win without Jaylen Brown. I think he's very much like a Jordan-esque player where, nigga, you need your Scottie Pippen. And yeah, you may be the number one when Scottie Pippen is here, but you're shit. You're not shit without Scottie Pippen. So you're not number one to me. That's kind of what I started with. Like, Batman is Batman without Robin. Superman is Superman on his own. Batman is Batman on his own.
It's a team
That's my
game.
point. When you think about, that's why I use the Justice League as an example.
You need a
versus
number
being,
two, number
versus
three.
being Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin exist in Batman's comic book. The Justice League exists in the Justice League comic book.
This is my point. This is my point.
When you have them two niggas, I agree with you. I've said this all the time, even about my basketball experience. Very few teams I've been a primary scorer on. That doesn't mean that without me on the court, we win.
Jaylen Brown is the primary scorer.
I said I haven't been the primary scorer.
Jaylen Brown is that primary scorer, is what I'm saying. And he's not their most.
He wasn't when they won the championship.
Yes, he was. That's what I'm saying. He scored the same amount of.
Jason Tatum was their primary scorer.
They shoot the same amount of buckets, like 21 shots, 22 shots.
But that was my point then. But my point is, that's
and he
not
has
who they were looking at.
Less points, less rebounds, less assists. while being defended by less players.
That's okay.
You're not as important here.
I'm also guarding more.
No, you're not.
Better defender.
Because you're not being guarded as hard as I am.
That's okay. Everybody has to do what they have to do. That's my point.
Yes,
you have to do what you have to do.
You can do this.
I don't have to do what Superman has to do.
Yes,
I am Batman.
Because you're
Batman
Robin.
has to do what Batman has to do.
No, because you're Robin.
Batman has to do what Batman has to do.
You cannot hold this load is
Superman
my point. You cannot hold this load quite literally.
I don't have to hold your load. I'm not Superman. That is my point. Stop trying to compare me. I don't have to do what you have to do. We have to win.
JT can play both roles.
I'm not talking about
JT can play both loads. The role that Jaylen Brown's playing, JT can play as well.
No, he cannot.
Yes, he can.
No,
if you ask JT to be the second best player,
JT cannot be no number 2 nowhere right now. No, he cannot.
He could. He's a fucking distributor, a rebounder, and a scorer. He could be a number 2 with super easy. If you gave him somebody like Anthony Edwards on his team and said, "I will handle most of the offensive plays," and you need to go be a bucket,
I think they would be terrible together.
That's because of a fucking point guard. I mean, a shooting guard and wing. They said we need a point guard for real. But if you gave him somebody like that or somebody like Jokic, somebody else who's a point forward and said, "This is your team. I'm just here to score and do every other things," he'll be amazing. If you put him in a Jamal Murray, if you switch him and Jamal Murray, you put Jamal Murray he's in the Nuggets. If you put Jamal Murray in the Boston Celtics and fucking Jason Tatum on the Nuggets that winning the championship that year, well, he's a number 1 option or number 2 option. Jason Tatum is a great off-ball player. He's a great on-ball player. He can handle the ball. He can rebound the ball. He can defend players. He can be on the wing. He can fucking play small ball center. Right now he got hurt, so he's probably gonna be a little bit different. But at his prime peak, whatever you want to call it, he's super versatile. He can play 3, 4, 5, small ball 5.
All right, I think that works, but I think that works because of the style of player. Is where like
Jaylen Brown.
Is where I think Jaylen Brown is.
There's no number. Put him on a number 1 right now. Who's that championship contender? Put him on number 1 right now and make him a championship contender.
Actually, I agree. I think Jaylen Brown's about to go do with Joel Embiid. What you say? The other boy could go do with with Jokic. Absolutely, I think he about to absolutely.
I do not think he's gonna be number 2.
I think if I imagine Jason Tatum, what he would look like playing with Jokic, I'm imagining like,
right now.
I'm imagining like Kobe and Shaq.
We can make it better.
But if I imagine Jaylen Brown, what he about to do with this 76ers, I'm imagining that 2012 Heat.
Jaylen Brown is about to be 18 point per game scorer.
That's okay.
As a number 3, 4 option.
That's okay.
Nigga, that is...
Winning matters. I don't care about none of the other stuff. I never argue none of the other stuff. I argue, I'm going to do what I have to do to win. I don't have to do what you have to do. Win. Winning is what we were talking about. Not about how many points somebody scored.
That's my point.
Not about how efficient
he is a scorer.
He's a winner, is my point. That is my point.
So my point is he's going to win. Because he's about to start rebounding more or something.
He's going to win.
All right, we're going to find out.
I think he's a winner. I don't think Jason Tatum is a winner. I think, We're
about to find out.
I think, like I said, Jordan didn't do it without Scottie Pippen. So, yeah.
Jordan did a lot without Scottie Pippen.
He didn't win. He didn't fucking win. He
sure.
didn't win.
Sure.
Okay. He didn't win. That's the only thing that matters.
No.
Yes, winning. What did Kobe did without Shaq? Won. What did Shaq do without Kobe? Won. Yeah. We respect that. What did KD has not done since he left the Warriors? He hasn't won. So, nigga,
also became the 3rd greatest scorer of all time. 3rd least.
He hasn't won. We're talking about winning. We're not talking about scoring points. We're not talking about all those other things. We're talking about winning. We're not talking about those things. We're talking about winning players, winning members, winners. That's what we're talking about.
We're talking about winning. Once again, Jaylen Brown loses his minutes when he's on the court. I keep saying this over and over. So he's not a winning player by any metric. He's a winning player because he has more wins on the team. But when he's on the floor, his team wins less. They're winning less points when he's on the floor. So by that same logic, he's not a winner.
Did we win the chip with me on the team?
Yes.
Then I'm a winner.
Because we're a better team than the other team by a good margin.
And I'm a winner.
You won.
Did I guard the best player? And I'm a winner.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a winner. It's not. You can't take that.
I'm not taking it away from him.
Yeah, you can't
I'm not taking it away from him. I don't just like Jaylen Brown.
I am the winner. Actually, I won MVP. I am the Finals MVP.
Yes,
I am the winner. I am the winner. I won. Actually, I am the winner. I won Finals MVP. If there's not any other thing that matters, we're talking about anybody in the basketball. We're talking about anybody in the basketball world. We're talking about anybody in the basketball world. We're talking about anybody in the basketball world. Let me finish my point. We're talking about anybody in the basketball world, and they talk about stats that matters. They're going to say, "Oh, regular season." Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
It's not a thing until 2015. It's not a thing until 2015.
You're wrong.
That's not a thing until 2015.
That's 10 years ago. Why are you talking about 10 years ago?
That's when becomes a thing.
Then it matters. Well, don't argue. Don't try to change.
There's context behind.
Don't teleport me.
Finals MVP has been a thing for all of history. Has been all of history.
Yeah, but you cannot teleport me to 2014 for your point to be right. I'm telling you right now, when I'm looking at the media landscape that talk about basketball and people talking about the things that matter, there's been a conversation. There's been a conversation in the last year and a half, 2 years, about if rings are overrated, because you have people like Draymond Green who've been dragging his nuts on niggas because he got a bunch of rings, but a lot of people who are fucking better than him. So forth and so on. But then you've had people break it down. What stats matter? They say, hey, If you have a regular season MVP, that matters the most. Why? Because you're still on your own fucking shit. Then if you have all-stars, that matters second. That matters secondly. Then if you have a championship, that will matter right there because at the end of the day, it's still a team sport. Your all-stars, your MVPs, they matter the most. Whether you got some all-defensive teams, cool. All-defensive teams might rank a little bit under that. But right after that championship, it's finals MVP. In terms of what's important in terms of accolades, finals, Hall of Fame voting, all those other things. Finals MVP. And that means during the finals, when it came time to win, who was the MVP here? Jaylen Brown won that. There's nothing, that is just the fact of the case here. When it came time to win the championship, I was voted the most valuable player. Even with the efficiency that you're talking about, even with the stats that you're talking about, even with the fact that I wasn't double teamed the most. Yeah, I'm talking about when they won. So if we're talking about
it's four playoff series. It's not one playoff series. It's 4 playoff series, not one. And there's also 82 games before that. It's not just one playoff series. He was the Finals MVP. He's not the most important player for the entire series, or for the entire playoffs, or for the entire season.
Yeah, he didn't win MVP, but neither did Jason Tatum.
I don't think it was his conference. Yes, he did. He won Inter-Conference MVP.
That same year?
That same year, and the year before that, and the year before that. Like, what are you talking about? He won each conference MVP every single year until they won the championship.
I had to see that.
Until they won the championship, and then he won MVP. Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP.
Which is fine. Cool. But that's not what we're talking about. Then.
I'll take away from it.
Then it don't count.
My entire point is Finals MVP is not a determining factor in who's a better player or most important player whatsoever until 2015.
It was when they were winning. My fault. I'll let you.
Until 2015, when Steph loses it, and then niggas like, oh my god, what's going on? The first time it becomes a big theory at that point in time. Not until then does it matter because it's always usually the best player who does the most. But they do it because Andre Iguodala defended LeBron James. That's the only time it matters so much.
But I agree.
Guess who did the very similar thing into the Lucas?
No. It was important before then when Kawhi got it. When they beat when the Spurs,
he deserved it. Yeah.
That was my point. But that was one of the times where where the Finals MVP wasn't necessarily the best player on the team, even though he deserved it because not necessarily when you're on the team with Tim Duncan. You're not necessarily the best player on the team when you're a rookie.
Tim Duncan was 40 years old.
Huh?
Tim Duncan was 40 years old.
It doesn't matter. It's still not necessarily the best player on the team when a nigga before rings. You're not going to the best player of the team.
He was the defensive player of the year. Yes, he was. He was the defensive player of the year, averaging 90 points a game. That's the fuck he was. They really go into the year talking as quality and new superstar.
That year. That's what I'm saying. That year is the one he did it.
Before he did that, they were saying he's the best player on the team. They were saying is you the new superstar. He was getting the team that year. Before they won it, during the season, they was like, this nigga's amazing. The next year he won, then became like this is a top 5 player in the league.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that, but he wasn't the best player on the team.
He was though.
Not to the world.
Yes, he was.
Okay. Well, I
was like, yes, he was. Very clearly.
I disagree with you.
He didn't have the best career, obviously. Like, he wasn't
the best player on the team. No one in the world. The average person. Yes, the person that watched every single game. I agree with.
From 2014.
Whatever. Yeah.
I was like 2014. The beautiful basketball Spurs. Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the team. By anybody. Yes. If you ask anybody who was a Spurs fan.
You were saying
no, the one of the season. If you ask anybody who watched the Spurs, he was the best player on the team. They won 67 games that year. I said he was the best player on the season.
I'm not.
That wasn't his rookie year.
I thought you were saying the season before then.
No, the season before that.
I was saying coming into the season, he was the best player of the season.
No, the one season he showed was the best
okay, cool.
player.
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that that was his breakout season. But my point is, you weren't the best player on the team. You became the breakout best player on the team that year. That doesn't change the whole landscape of whose fucking team it is when there's Tim Duncan on your fucking team.
No, it's your team.
Not when Tim Duncan is on your team.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I disagree.
Tim Duncan is retiring.
Okay, I disagree with you.
Oh, okay. Like what? Yeah. Tim Duncan is retiring. It's very clearly, if you're winning Defensive Player of the Year, you're clearly the anchor of the team. You're clearly the most important player on the team.
I'm not arguing those
your
points.
team.
I'm not arguing this point.
It's just Tim Duncan is the great. If Luka Doncic came to this team, right? If Luka Doncic came to the Warriors team right now, nigga, what the fuck? You think it's not? No, sorry, Steph, it's not your team no more. The Warriors will forever be your team. Guess what? It's not your team no more. It's the same concept. The moment we have a breakout player,
not necessarily what I'm.
It's the same concept. You've been there for 20 years. You're the greatest player.
That's not necessarily what I'm saying.
Then what are you saying exactly? I'm saying if somebody comes to the team and breaks out as the best player, the number one option, somebody who we're going to put our entire team behind, then yes, nigga, it's your team. And that was very clearly Kawhi's team that year. The year they won Finals MVP, the year they won the championship, Kawhi was clearly the best player on the team. Partially because they were old, not just because. In spurts, obviously Tim Duncan was like the best player. In spurts, Tony Parker was like the best player. Manu Ginobili, yes. But throughout the season, the clear best player, who's the reason why you're winning 67 games, is Kawhi Leonard. 62 games that year. They won 67 the year after that. I'm like, the reason you're winning this many games is Kawhi Leonard. Anyone who knows is like, this nigga is stopping everybody. He's defending LeBron. He's defending
that's
Kawhi. My point.
But yes, your point was it came up with Steph. I brought in the Kawhi factor because not only was he scoring a good amount of points, but Tim Duncan was also scoring. But not only was he scoring the majority of the points as the number one option, he also was defending the best player. That matters. So when we look at Jaylen Brown in this case, when we talk about Batman versus Superman or Batman versus Robin, when they won, not before they won, not on the road to winning, when they won, I got the Finals MVP.
Yes, you did.
Then, yeah, nigga, then I'm not your Batman. I'm not your Robin. You can never say I'm your Robin when the only time that you and I played on the same team together and we won the thing all the way through to the final end of it, you were not Superman. You were not Batman. You can't get that if you don't got the fucking MVP. What, huh? You didn't guard the best player? I scored just as many amount of points. I agree with the efficiency. I told you, but you rank efficiency as more important than I do.
I mean, I don't care about. The awards can be awards. At the end of the day.
No, I don't think
the most important player.
I think
the most important person here is who helps us win this game. If we don't have somebody to actually take away the most our best defensive player, our best defensive wing is on Jason Tatum. It's not on fucking.
And I think
Jaylen
that
Brown.
year it was Jaylen Brown. I think they
their best defensive wing is Jaylen Brown. That most important player.
I think
most of your offense is being
offense
is being created by Jason Tatum. Most of your offense is being
okay.
converted by Jason Tatum.
If Batman and Superman are ever on the same battlefield, most of the offense will be created by Superman.
Nigga, most of your defense is not being created by fucking Jaylen Brown either.
I'm not saying it
most of your defense
has
is being stopped by fucking Marcus Smart.
Whatever Batman is doing is going to be worth it. That's not what I'm saying.
Holding Luka to 38 points per game. It's the same thing that
block no punch
the same
from
shot
dark
saying Andre Iguodala did. Andre Iguodala held fucking LeBron James to 36 points a game, 13 assists, and 9 rebounds a game. He got Finals MVP. This nigga had one of the greatest stat lines literally in Finals MVP history. Do you know why they gave him to that? Because he guarded LeBron and held LeBron to the greatest numbers you've ever heard in your fucking life. Because they cannot give it to LeBron.
You mean the lowest numbers or
the actual greatest numbers. 36, 13, and 9 is amazing. What are you talking about?
That's not a good thing. That's what I'm saying. That's not good for Andre.
That's what I'm saying. He won Finals MVP.
Yeah, but that's not what happened with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown actually slowed down Luka's numbers.
Did he? I'm pretty sure Luka averaged like 29.
While he was guarding him. While he was guarding him. The actual stat said because Luka scored.
What did you average?
Huh? Luka scored points on other niggas. We're talking about while he's being guarded by Jaylen Brown.
Well,
that matters,
sure
right? When we get into all the super metric stats and the meta stats and all the other stuff, so they did the breakdown of all the points that Luka scored and the points that Luka scored on all the other Celtics that wasn't Jaylen Brown. The majority of Luka's time on the court, he was being guarded by Jaylen Brown. That's when he scored the least. When he wasn't when switches happened and shit happened and he got buckets on other people, that's when he got the 20 buckets and the 20 points, but not on Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was stopping him. That's why he got the MVP. That was the main metric.
If he still with 39 points, you ain't stop shit.
It wasn't on me. I stopped what I was supposed to stop.
It really.
I guarded you the majority of the time you were on the court. I'm telling you.
I know. I saw the shit. I saw the
okay, cool then.
I saw the shit, but yeah, it's.
My point is this. If I don't care. Fair enough. Thor is stronger than Iron Man, but when it came down to fighting Thanos, guess who sacrificed his life to get that shit done? Iron Man, nigga.
Yeah, I understand.
Iron Man, nigga. Hey,
I understand. They've been to two finals. They've been to two finals.
Jordan is better than Jordan is a better player than Pippen. All intents and purposes, Jordan could be number one. Guess who he did not win without? Guess who he never proved he could win without? Guess he never proved Pippen. So then you have to prove that to me. So I'm not guaranteed JT was going to win a championship, but I think he's about to win one.
As a number one, number two option, JT will win one before Jaylen Brown will. Jaylen Brown, in my mind, would never win one again as number one or number two option. Like that's a dead thing.
Okay, I think he's probably the only ones that is, and I'm a fan of those. I'm a fan of the Jimmy Butlers, who was the number two option on my Bulls when I was a Bulls fan. I'm a fan of the
same thing. Jimmy not winning chance number two option. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, Jimmy Butler had the chance, but
Jaylen Brown's a great player. But my point is, he's more like a third or fourth best player on your team. His best attribute is scoring. He's not a good rebound. He's really not that good of a defender, if I'm being real. Niggas just say that shit. But he's also just a great size.
Hating. Boy.
No, I'm not hating. I'm like, I watch the nigga. He has a bad handle. He gets cooked all the time. I'm like, he's great for niggas his size. I will say he's a wing defender. He's a top 5 wing defender. General defender in general, I'm like, you're okay. Yeah. Wing defender niggas your size, yes, you're great. I would ask you to defend probably before like David Downs and shit like that. You're probably one of the best defenders in the league. But if I ask you to defend somebody smaller or just a general point of attack defender, you're not necessarily that good. You're not the point of attack defender.
Do you think the Celtics will outperform the Sixers this year?
No, because I think they're trying to tank this year.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They traded away Jaylen Brown and did nothing to replace him. I'm pretty sure they're trying to get off some money. So that's why in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, is JT trying to... They're going to try to get off JT too. Or they're going to try to rebuild for him next year. But because I don't know what they're trying to do.
I can see JT going to the Hornets in a couple years.
I hope he don't go to the Hornets, but I would love him to go somewhere else at this point.
All right.
But I have faith in him.
I'm about to say, right after sports, we'll be going to transition to, yeah, that's just, dang, man, we lost hold on. Do we got the proper sound for this? You can't do the laughing. This one, that's not the proper sound.
They probably don't. Really.
All right, yeah, we got the proper sound. All right, man. Yo, we're an hour in.
Yeah, I want to say something.
What the fuck? How we been doing this for an hour when the last
Felt
part was
like
only
2
30
hours.
minutes?
Honestly, I'm like,
It felt like 2 hours?
yeah, it's like
The last part
forever.
the last part to me felt like an hour.
I
This
thought
shit
we've been
felt like
partying
30
forever.
minutes.
I was like, yo, that's how we've been partying forever. I'm like, God damn, how many topics you want to do? I'm doing like,
I thought we only did one topic.
no, I thought we've been talking literally for like 2 hours. I was like, yo, it gotta be 7:30 by now.
Oh, John, hold on. Let's get it. All right, let's hurry up and get out of here real quick. Damn, I hate I had to do it. I'm on one of my favorite podcasts that I like to watch, especially, I mean, since we talking about sports. But Gil's Arena has officially come to an end. The number one sports podcast, the daily sports podcast show has come to an end. Used to be about Underdog Fantasy, man. Shout out to those guys. I spent many hours on this couch watching y'all. Kind of, picking up some game on just learning how to part, learning how to be entertaining.
It's not actually over, but
I know it's not. I know it's not entertaining, but you guys.
No, it's actually over.
It is over under this banner. Yeah. I mean, because what we're gonna have to see. I mean, and that's kind of, we can expound on this a little bit later. But what we're gonna see now from what we kind of talked about before we got on here is the business side of things, right? Like from any major standpoint, when you have a label, when you have somebody that's sponsoring you, supporting you, the money is bigger, the essence is bigger, and I think that. And when kind of like one of those other conversations we were having about hip hop and all this other stuff. I think that Gil's Arena does have the culture on his side. So I think that's one of the benefits. But will you have the same level of visibility without the money behind you? You think so?
Oh, yeah. I think this changes almost nothing. I
mean, he said he'd get it back in like 4 days.
Yeah, I think this literally changes almost nothing. I think for Underdog, this is a huge hit. I think for Gil itself, I'm not sure if he can still use the same studio or not.
No, he's going to go back to his house, probably.
Yeah, I'm like, with the drama this has brought, this first few weeks is going to numbers.
Yeah, numbers going to be crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, anything he's lost, I think what he will lose on is they used to do like a lot of promotional events and live events. That's the kind of thing I think it's going to be hard for them to like redo the logistics of it. But everything else, I'm pretty sure they're on money. They just would have to find somebody to manage any kind of like outside events and things like that. But I don't think this slows him down at all. This really only fucks up Rashad.
There's only mess up Rashad and King, maybe.
Yeah, no, I think he can be good with King. It depends if King wants to come back though. Because King also just seems like he might just be like, I'm kind of over this shit. Yeah, I'm kind of just over this a little bit. Like I was having a good run, but Rashad just fucks him up a little bit. But for everybody else, I think this is, nigga making jokes.
You think this Skip
Josiah was loyal the whole time. I don't even know why Skip was on here.
Yo,
it was so random and stupid. I'd never pay him no attention. I was like, bro, why is he on? You could tell he didn't give a fuck. He was just like,
he didn't care.
He was like, y'all acting crazy on this guy. He was just trying his best to like be part of the. He's not used to that. He's used to being like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Watching like used to y'all talking for 48 minutes about something.
And ISO, he used to being the person that get the ISO.
He over there just like, and that's a 3-4 hour podcast. So like he get to be quiet. Yeah, I
never watched.
They the same length as usually like 2.5, 2:45, but sometimes it's 3 hours, 3.5. So same thing. That's what I said. I told you before. Like it's so very similar to Gilbert and Joe are so similar in like that podcast history kind of way. Like. Joe was like rapping and still, he tells you all the time, like I was rapping, I was still like doing media shit. Yeah. Y'all don't even know. Gil was the same way. He's like, I was actually doing basketball, but the Tribune was asking me to do papers and I would do video recordings to talk about players while I was in the league. They were very similar, where it's like, I've always liked media. So they do a lot of similar shit, a lot of similar things.
Oh, all right, shout out to that. So I mean, over here, man, at the ForTheLove Podcast, we definitely interested in seeing what's gonna go on. With our sports guy, Gil's Arena.
We're gonna watch it.
Yeah, we definitely watching over there, and I'm definitely excited to see what's going on. I hope that drum boils down, so we got something to watch for the upcoming season. And yeah, we'll wrap it up, man. We didn't even know we gave y'all a whole hour, so that'd be another episode 16 of the ForTheLove Podcast with your host Kari and Kaius and my brother
Kari.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below.
Appreciate y'all.
Me and the gang on the scene. You better not play with my team. We chasing that green.